Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig, where we cover common questions, misconceptions, and myths about real estate. I'm John Selby with the Selby team, and this week's topic is the common misconception that the real estate market in San Diego slows during the holidays. In many parts of the country, we see a dramatic slowing in the real estate market during the holiday months. A few factors I've found that contribute to this is a lot of parts of the country have colder weather, snowy weather, makes it very challenging to show property. And you couple that with families not wanting to show their homes during the winters or not wanting to disrupt their family events to go look at property, causes basically a somewhat non-existent market. You flip that over to San Diego and take one factor away, being the cold and the snow, and I find it actually promotes a relatively strong market in many cases. A few things to note about the San Diego market during the holidays is we do typically see less homes coming on the market. We also see slightly less buyers out there, and for some of the reasons that I talked about previously, and people not wanting to disrupt their family life during that time of year to go look at property or sell their houses. But the buyers that are out there are typically much more serious buyers. They're not just those looky-loo saying, oh, maybe I'll buy a house or maybe I won't. And the sellers out there are much more serious about actually selling their home because they have a need to sell, or the buyers have a need to buy. We're also seeing an uptick in some investor sales or purchases. Investors who need to take advantage of tax savings by selling in a particular year, or they're trying to make end-of-year quotas. So they're trying to buy a few pieces of inventory before the end of the year also. So we do see a slight tick up in that. So my advice to the buyers out there is, if you are in the market to buy a house, but you're concerned during the holiday season, during the holiday months, you're not going to have as much inventory to look at, get out there still and look, because you could find a hidden gem from a seller who's potentially more motivated to sell than others. You're also not going to have as much competition out there, so you might have one other offer to compete with instead of 5. And some advice for my seller clients out there: if you can handle having your home show ready during the holidays and don't feel like showings will disrupt your family events and your livelihood during the holidays, get your house on the market. Don't be concerned with what people say, with the misconceptions that people say that it's a slowing market, because you are going to have serious buyers coming and looking at your house. Some that are ready to make an offer, ready to make a deal with you. So you could end up in a perfect scenario getting your home sold before the new year and moved. So all in all, you may look at this as San Diego having a slightly slowing market. However, for specific reasons, there are upticks in the market for different areas, for different types of people. Whether it's a seller, whether it's a buyer, there's advantages to buying or selling during the holiday times. So that covers this week's episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig. And as always, if you have any common questions, misconceptions, or myths you want covered on a future episode, drop it in the comments below, send us an email, and we'd be happy to make sure to cover it on a future episode. We'll catch you next week.